year.
List of animals there.
Asante Sana Warden, which does mean thank you. And another term we love to use here is Tawinde. Can I get a loud Tawinde from everybody? Let's try that again. Can I get a loud Tawinde from everybody? Awesome. That means let's go. Now, my name is Nick. I'm a real driver. This is a real truck. We're going to go see some real animals out here on a real reserve. All I can really ask from you is be real respectful of the 2 rules. Keep your hands, arms, feet, legs in the vehicle at all times, and make sure that we stay completely seated for the entirety of the 2-week journey. I understand neck stretching, trying to see things and wanting to hold the babies up, but we got enough baby Simbas and everything, so let's keep those hind ends glued to the seats and glued to the laps that they might be sitting in. It looks like our clearance is coming through, Clarence, so let's get this started. Tawinde, let's go. Now, we're going to start right here in the Little Aturi Forest, where the animals rely heavily on their keen senses of hearing and their camouflage. And that camouflage is going to be made up of the colorings and markings on their coats, their skins, their furs, their feathers, oh my. So keep a good eye out everywhere for these guys. You're looking in the bushes, in the shadows, all around. Sometimes they'll be staring right back. You won't notice them until they twitch an ear or something. Kind of like look over to the right with those zebra striped legs and a brown horse-shaped body looking like a 2-year-old's drawing. It's a real animal. That is an okapi. Once thought to be a mythological creature because it took us Westerners until about 1901 to discover them. We just thought the tribesmen were kind of pulling our legs a little bit and playing a joke. But it turns out they were real. And they are the only known cousins of the giraffe. Just to show you how much, take a look at its neck. It's elongated. Look at its head shape. It's got ossicones. There's fur-covered horns on top of its head. But the big giveaway is the tongue that's long enough and strong enough to reach back and lick its own eyeballs and ears clean. Now take a look up here on top of this hill. You can see that black and white feathered bird up there. You can't really tell because it's so far away and we've got the height of this truck. But that thing actually stands about 5 feet tall and it has a wingspan of 7 to 9 feet wide. It is known as the saddle-billed stork, named for the yellow saddle-shaped structure at the top of its beak. There should be 2 of them around here because they are a mating pair and they do mate for life. And there is a nest up there at the top of the hill. Oh, there it is.
It's way up there.
Catch it, fly you, eat you.
No!
Okay.
Kind of hidden behind that.
Something peculiar about those birds too is they have no vocal cords. So to communicate, they simply rattle their beaks together by shaking their head and such. Pretty much, that's exactly how it looks. I do apologize for the brief pause here. Looks like we might have some traffic jams going on. But if you take a look to the left here, that's not a rock against the wall. That is a black rhinoceros. The black rhino is the smaller and more solitary of the 2 species of rhino here at Harambe. They have keratin horns. That's the same stuff that makes up your hair, toe, and fingernails. They also have a triangular shaped prehensile upper lip, meaning they can use it to grab things like a finger.
Oh, yeah,
Normally these guys are a little bit better at hiding, but I don't think they care today. Up here on the right with that tan coloration and those 6 to 10 white stripes down its back, that is a female greater kudu, and it is a type of antelope species. Please do not whistle or make kissing noises at the animals. Also, that red rusty colored one with the 10 to 15 white stripes down its back and lyre-shaped horns, that is a bongo, and both male and females in that species will grow those horns. If you didn't believe in ghosts before, you should now, because those guys are known as the ghosts of the forest. They are that shy, elusive, and hard to find. And now I've been up here just kind of chatterboxing away, and I've talked myself into a thirst, and I am completely out of water, so you know what? We're going to head over to the Safi River so I can go collect some more up for the rest of this journey. While we're there, you get a chance to see some semi-aquatic species, meaning that they spend about half their time in the water, about half their time out. And one of those semi-aquatic species that we're going to get a chance to see is actually going to be a large gray and white bird. It's known as the pink-back pelican, and I know that seems questionable. Why are you called pink-back, but yet you're gray and white? Well, during their mating season, many of their feathers on their belly, their wings, and even across their face do turn a bright pink. And it's almost like they're blushing. Do need all small children to be completely seated in your lap, please. You do. Please have your children sit in your lap. Now, these penguins are going to be one of the largest flighted bird species, but one of the smaller pelican species, and they are famous for that gular pouch that they stretch out and use like a net to catch fish and swallow them whole.
Look at the hippo.
And yes, also right here on the right,
There's a
you can
wild
see some
egret.
Nile hippopotamus. Hippopotamus is Latin for river horse. And they get that name because of the way they move
Black
through the water.
vultures in there too,
See,
see
they
that?
don't actually swim like many believe. They sink down to the bottom and they run or walk across it. They use a little bit of buoyancy that they have to kind of glide through, looking like a horse galloping.
There's a great egret.
I do believe there's one, couple of them right here in the middle, out giving a great example of what I was just meaning. If you just watch them, they kind of glide through the water. They don't actually swim.
Oh yeah, let's see, they just right
They
here.
do grow to be about 3,500 pounds apiece. They primarily eat
Hippos,
grass
that's
and
what it was, not a
vegetation.
manatee.
Spend so much time in the water that they actually evolved the ability to sleep up under it.
There's a hippo,
They can
right?
seal off their eyes, ears, and their nostrils,
hippo?
and they instinctually bob up every few minutes for a fresh breath of air. Got some right here taking a nap and grabbing some sun rays.
Oh yeah, they're hippos. Okay.
That's a big hippo.
Look at black vultures sitting right next to the hippo.
Alligator.
Oh, look at the butterfly.
And we're going to take it slow across this bridge because we don't want to tempt him with any kind of thing. That is a Nile crocodile. They grow to be about 16 to 18 feet in length. They can weigh 300 to 500 pounds, eat half of their body weight with single feeding, and that usually happens about once a week.
I don't know what that was.
But they're what's known as an opportunistic carnivore. That means they eat meat, no matter how full they are or how much they've eaten. If they get the opportunity, well, it's really like simple math. 1 and 1 equals done. So we're going to leave that big toothy grin alone. We'll just head to a new ecosystem altogether. Here in just a moment, this vegetation is going to thin out. These trees are going to become a lot more sparse. And it's going to get a lot brighter, breezier, and flat. We're headed over towards the savannah. Before we start to head down, though,
Yeah.
take a look at this tree species on the left side, directly ahead of us there. That is a baobab tree. It is not upside down, but they do remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. They do that for a reason. It's to